I'm just looking at what you're seeing on my screen. I'm looking at Photoshop.
Yeah, that's fine. That'll be fine. I'll just not even try to see it on YouTube because for whatever reason I can't see it that we've started. Oh yeah, it's on. It's on. Okay.
Is it on? Okay. I
Yeah.
guess I could pull my iPad. In fact, my iPad's right here. Anyway, so I was telling Ella, we're live, right?
Yeah, we are live right now. Yeah.
I was telling Ellis that I'm working on my computer tonight because I'm done with Heaven's Rejects in terms of all the drawing and all the erasing and all the inking. Now I'm to the not fun part of scanning and lettering. And so what I'm doing what I'm going to do tonight, and I'm not really at this point in terms of scanning. I haven't scanned any of the pages, but I need a logo drawn. So I'm going to draw this logo.
Very cool. Speed Demon Run. Yeah.
Yes, this is the race.
You're going to be showing off some of your Illustrator skills, right?
Yes, I work in Illustrator pretty much exclusively all day, and have for almost 30 or over 30 years.
Cool.
So yeah, so I know Illustrator pretty well. It shouldn't take me very long to draw this.
That's a good program to know. Probably more so as a guy that is going to have to make a living in what usually pays you as a graphic artist. You're going to have to do scalable art usually for most art.
Oh yeah, I think that. Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's paid for me for years.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So how are things going? You were without power for a while. We had no show for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we're back. All right. Let's see how many people we've got already. Let's see.
Have we sloughed off our fans now?
Yeah. Well, for one thing, on YouTube now, this may just be something that's going on with YouTube.
I can't load YouTube.
Yeah. It says an error occurred. Please try again later.
Really? Hey,
yeah.
That's what Michelle was telling me, that she couldn't get on YouTube. That's why I was late, because she was like,
Yeah.
I can't get on YouTube.
It's quite likely that this is just for us basically streaming to it, and whether or not we land eventually or not, I don't know. That's pretty iffy too. You know, maybe this may not go through ultimately.
Well, that's okay.
It is okay, I guess, if we just talk. It'll just be a long phone call. Okay.
There you go. A long phone call where hopefully I get this thing drawn.
Yeah. And that's what Doug does. He gets on here with people and streams, and it's just basically a way from keep him from getting bored as he works with something that might otherwise be boring.
I think, no offense, but there's a pro and a con. The pro is I think I get less done in terms of how much I get done in the time we're talking. But the con is I get less done in that amount of time. The pro is I sit there for that amount of time.
Yeah, exactly. You know? No, there is nothing that beats
just
concentrated effort. Yeah, a person that will go ahead and just sit down and say, okay, I will be writing someday. But if the guy that sits down and writes without even thinking about it, sets his coffee down, lets it get cold, is the guy that shows some results. Hey, your screen just went off. There it came back again. There we go.
Well, because I'm using Illustrator CS2.
Uh-huh.
And it switches from one color mode to another when I open it.
Okay.
But this is I refuse to subscribe.
Yeah, you don't.
No, because I don't like not owning stuff. Period.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But I especially don't like not owning software.
Yeah. No. The whole scam of people figuring out that if we can just get people to be paying monthly for anything that you can name,
Yeah.
that's billions, and versus selling it from a fruit stand.
Yeah.
You're naturally going to make more money to pick up a subscription than you are just selling a product.
Yeah. I think you're right, and I just don't like the thing the way that because
No.
I don't use Illustrator. I don't use any of the Adobe stuff often enough to to justify having a subscription to it.
Yeah, and one of the things I try to avoid, like the plague, is updates I don't want of anything.
Yeah.
And that supposedly is the only advantage I'm getting by my big subscription model crap, is that I get these updates.
Well, you see, I'm on Windows 7 still.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And you're just fine.
I don't
You're
care.
about to do a piece of artwork that you've done for years and years.
Yeah, and I can. And what I really don't like, Ellis, is I don't like the idea that I could, if I'm working on this, say I draw this, and say like 2 years from now, I go, man, I need to use that logo again, and if I'm not paid up, I don't have access to it. Hey, I might have the file.
Yeah. Hey, what we're seeing on your screen is that Adobe Flash wants to know if you want to update.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hang on, just
see if you can find another screen to close on that Flash update. Sometimes you got to watch those. Sometimes that's somebody trying to thrust something on you.
Is it this? It's not it's Adobe, not Apple, right?
Yeah, it's Adobe Flash Player. It's asking you if you want to update. Is that in my screen? Let me see here.
That may be on your screen.
That is mine. It was just plopped right. It was just plopped right in the middle of your thing. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, nobody was aware of it then because it was just on my screen. Okay.
Okay. So what did you do during the lack of electricity?
Oh, I got some notions actually, I got a lot of work done that I wouldn't have got it done otherwise. I got out and did some major yard work. Of course, all that stuff that
gosh,
broke off the trees. It looks like somebody has been running around with hand grenades around here.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
We got our front yards done. We need to work on the backyard.
So I got a lot of that done. I've been up on the roof making cuts and stuff like that. That guy that valued his
life,
not being paralyzed, wouldn't be doing. And but I did it anyway, and it always surprises you. If you've got stuff like that you've been putting off, it's like you look at the clock after you do it, and you go, "My God, that only took me it only took me 2 hours to do the entire backyard."
Yeah, why did I put this off for 6 months?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I did a lot of pruning and stuff like that, and then I did some writing. I used the iPad since that's the only thing that would flicker and glow at me. I turned it on and discovered that if you want to get in touch with your mind's eye, which is what you naturally want to do, is be forced to be about the only thing you can do is lie in bed anyway, and start telling a story to yourself. Get up and write stuff down on index cards and stuff like that. And I discovered that I think that's going to be an important step to all my writing, is that I get into more like a nap mode before I really start in on any major writing.
That makes sense. There was a online, there was a commentary. People were talking in a Facebook group about how John Byrne gets so much work done, and they were talking about, oh, he does this or that, or and everyone had tricks, little, oh, he does this, and I said, what everyone's forgetting is one of his big things is when he goes into work, he works. He doesn't listen to the radio. He doesn't watch TV. I don't think he even drinks coffee while he's working. He sits at his desk and draws.
Yeah, that's a big deal with these guys that really have understood from early on that you just have to turn it off if you want to get X done.
Yeah.
And the Richard Williams, who wrote a great book on animation, talks about. He was talking about with one of these old men from the animation glory days, and he asked him why he didn't do this or that. He practically screamed at him because I can't think.
Yeah,
something like that.
He was like asking him, "Do you listen to jazz or classical music when you work?"
And why he didn't?
And why he didn't? And he said, "Because I gotta get the work done," or something like that.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where you realize you're being a chump, needing to entertain yourself. It's interesting to watch you pull all these clean lines so quick. What is the major thing you're doing there? You're just dropping a dot down and then dragging it out?
Well, what you're not seeing is my keyboard shortcuts that I'm doing.
Sure.
And this is like 30 years worth of experience.
Sure. I mean, you're dragging really quick lines.
And I can look at a line. I could like this on this horn here. I could sit here and just do this. And I know, like, I'll pull this out, and I know that's too far to get that curve. So I'll come here and do this, and then I'll do like about right here, and then so I know like this one needs to be pulled out, and I've got I'm holding down the control key, so it gives me the tool that adjusts that point, and then I'll click on this point, and this one needs to be come back in. The key to drawing, or I believe, let me put it that way, the key to drawing, and I've taught a lot of people, a lot of new hires at my work to work in Illustrator. The key to working in Illustrator is economy of line, and the less points that you have, the smoother your line is going to be. And this is the kind of thing I do at work quite a bit.
Well, I can't tell you how quickly that would set you apart in the world of comic book art if you were to do that to all of your art.
Everybody says that. Why don't you draw your comics like this? You don't realize though, I'm drawing on top of a pencil illustration that I did. Yeah, but I don't want to.
You don't want to?
No, I don't want to. I mean, because I could do this faster. I don't want to.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Want to.
No, I don't want. I mean, because
and that's all of us. We do things we want to do.
Oh, people tell me that all the time. Why don't you draw your comics in Illustrator? And it's like, I don't want to because, well, one, I don't think I'd like the way they look because this line is too dead of a line.
You're right. It is. You would have to make a decision about a stylistic thing because you're right. You would just be that clean guy. You'd have a Richie Rich style.
Yeah, exactly. And if I
which a lot of people, they love that Harvey clean style.
Right, but I don't. That's not.
You don't want to look like that.
I mean. That's the thing is you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it either or. You'd have to do it clean. I tell you though, if you wanted to do like a retro style, like a Darwin Cook, you could do this. You could. I mean,
if you would just pick your point, if you just did the messiest pencils in the world and then just went in and picked out just little islands of detail. With this procedure here, and then just found yourself with about 15% of that pencil drawing after you were done, that would probably be a pretty cool look.
I mean, I think you could do it. We've talked about doing a mural in downtown Oklahoma City, you and I. And my idea is it would be like a comic book, It would be a series of panels. And if that ever happened, I've thought about, because you seem kind of like you kind of want to do it, kind of don't want to do it. I've thought about, if I did it, I thought about doing it like this, because I want that Darwin Cook look for that mural. That's and if I did, my idea would be to do this and then take it someplace and have it printed out in vinyl.
Yeah, that'd be a quick way to do it. I don't. That's a genius way to do it. As a matter of fact, do it just like you're doing it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Say, well, we'll be done with the installation from just give us a window of
we need 30 minutes.
1 to 4, and we'll,
Heck,
even less.
Hire it all done.
Hire it done. Yeah, there we go.
Hire a vinyl company to come out and put the graphics up and negotiate a price where you're making about double on it. You don't do a thing.
Yeah.
Except this part, But anyway, I knew that I had to do a logo for this, and this logo will be used at least in 2 spots in the comic. And so I was like, I'll do it in Illustrator.
Are you going to do the speed dimming just by typing speed dimming in and adjusting that?
You know what? Let me show you how I'm going to do that real quick.
Okay.
Let me make a new layer for my lettering.
Save it.
I've got. You know what? I should save it. I haven't saved it.
There you
go.
I haven't saved this either. Well, it saves for me. Come think of it. I discovered that on this this program that I really love. So it's got programmed brushes and such, and of course they label them and group them by pencil, inks, whatever. And so I discovered that my favorite pencil is one of their tools that they've got underneath ink. So you have to try all these tools. It's like the best pencil I've ever encountered for digital is calling itself Inks.
Call from David.
Oh, sorry, the phone is ringing over here. Michelle will get it.
Okay.
Anyway, and this is another thing I do at work all the time, is text on a path. I just put that little curve on it.
You may get a new job out of this, Scott.
I don't want a new job. I got 2 jobs I like. Right. No, what's funny is my work is going really well right now.
That sounded like you just jinxed it. Just jinxed yourself just for the heck of it.
Oh, well. Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
It's funny because, they moved me into a new room at work, and it's really, really nice. And so there's another department that's been having trouble. And so they decided, well, we're going to move. They want to put them in my building, and they don't have room for them in my room. So they're putting them in this other room. And then we had a meeting the other day, and they were like, well, we spent all the money on the other room, the room for tool and die for my departments. So we're not going to be able to do this and this and this, all the stuff that makes our room cool. They don't get to do. They don't get to do because they don't have any money. That's a cool font.
Yeah, I use that font all the time. That's the one that's on the cover of my Curious Accounts book. Yeah,
that's great for this.
Oh yeah. There are certain kind of little like that font that comes straight out of comic books right there. That's fonts a font and an attitude you see all. Well, maybe that is not exactly the font I've been using.
I think I got it from who's the guy that does the free fonts, the free comic fonts? Anyway.
Oh yeah, the Brubaker?
No, I forget the guys. Anyway, that's
yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
I can't think of the guy's name.
Something like Kyle or Keith or something like that.
Something like that. It starts with a K or C or something. Anyway, I like that. So I'm gonna do that. Never mind.
I just watched a movie you might enjoy. It's the library has it. It's a Criterion release of Lady Snowblood,
Oh, really?
which is pretty interesting. It's back in the 70s. This is one of the first things they've ever did that was based on anime, I guess, in terms of movies. And it's also what Tarantino was channeling when he did Kill Bill. And so it's pretty interesting.
I saw you talking about it online.
It's neat as a also a pretty much a low budget thing because it's nothing elaborate about it, and in fact they have to take what you would have to say is like, wow, that was quite a shortcut, when you
really?
when you see them do this or that, but it's like it still works. It's very charming in terms of like how they get from point to point in the movie.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But it's also, it's real bloody, like just geysers of red.
Oh, yeah.
Red
Well, that's
blood.
what Kill Bill was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I may have to watch Kill Bill again someday. I've been tempted a couple of times, but I see somebody or I'll see Tarantino talking, or we'll get an email from like Barry saying, I just watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. And it's like, yeah, I ought to watch that again because I remember how much it engaged me when I watched it. But then I'll think of some long-winded scene. And I'll say, no, I think I'm out. Watch that again.
I think I'm out on that.
I don't want to watch Christopher Walken talk to the young Bruce Willis again about the watch that everybody carried around up their rectum. It's a great little story, but do I want to watch it again?
No, and the answer is no. So that's my problem with a lot of Tarantino movies. Is there's enough in them that I'm just like I don't want to go to that,
He's got just a super rich dialogue stream that is just amazing. I mean, it is amazing, but you heard it once. He's more of a playwright.
The two movies that I thought suffered the least from that, as a matter of fact, were Kill Bill and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I think both of those I feel were very of his movies.
Yeah,
were more rewatchable than about anything.
Yeah, the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The only scene that I'm slowing down on ever wanting to see it again is probably the young little girl when she talks to DiCaprio on the set.
Oh yeah.
But then I realized, that would probably be charming all over again. But and some of the stuff that goes on with the Manson clan, maybe I don't want to see that again. But I really ought to give that one a chance again. I've been thinking about Pulp Fiction. It's like, come on, watch that over again. You need to. It's got some great moments in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, this is going to take a little more concentration.
Yeah.
And Kill Bill, I liked. What's funny is I only had the first one. I thought the first one was much better than the second one. I had the first one on DVD. I don't have the second one. I was somewhere and it was real cheap, and so I picked it up.
Wasn't it streaming on Prime just a couple of days ago?
I don't know about that.
I need to check that. I think it was on my list somewhere.
I'm trying to. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this the hard way. All right, I was trying to do this the hard way.
Well, were you doing it too small?
No. I was doing it. I was trying to draw a curve, and I don't need to.
Oh.
Hang on just a second. Okay.
It's a crap drawing that I'm doing, so I'm going to start another one.
Hey, you know when your power was out, you could have came over anytime.
Oh well, yeah, but then I wouldn't have had the full experience of going back to rural Arkansas
Well,
before it was electrified. I actually went through about 100 little. They're called tea candles.
oh yeah,
Those little
you
little
know, those little
round.
tea lights.
Yeah, they look like a big pirate coin or whatever,
Yeah.
and they but they throw out more light. I mean, when things are totally black, they throw out a lot more light than you think.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of cool. And anyway, I lived under the light of those at night for almost 9 days.
Oh, gosh. Well, like I said, you're welcome over at the house anytime. What's funny is we had a 90-year-old lady staying with us for a while.
Well, that was cool that you guys were able to get her.
Oh yeah, it's a lady who goes to our church, and we found out that she didn't have power, and so we opened our door to her.
Very good.
Yeah, but you were still welcome to come over. But I figured you were like, nah, I'll stay home. I know you.
I've never told you this, but I'm allergic to 90-year-old women.
Well, we would have made do.
That's practically true.
There's a commentary in there, but I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah,
make it.
well,
I'll check.
I'll
I'll check again when you're 90. How about that?
It says volumes about me versus you. Yeah, that's what it does.
It does say that. So here's the trick that I wasn't thinking about. You can actually arch this stuff. So rather than try and draw that stuff curved, it's much easier.
Yeah, draw it straight, and then
draw it straight and then curve it.
That's a lot of the things a guy could be doing in Photoshop for his big perspective mapping. Just lay everything out flat and then distort it, and you've got a grid you can just quickly transfer to Photoshop or something.
Yeah. That where I was going with that was nowhere good, and this is so much easier.
I'm thinking about doing some sort of satire of all these bad Gardner Fox scripts I've been reading that involve the Justice League and Adam Strange. I've been going through these big showcases, which amounts to, sitting down and reading about 40 bad comic books and making that your main reading. But it just cracks me up how bad that old Gardner Fox stuff is, but it's bad, obviously in a very charming way.
Sure.
But it's so dumb. And the walk up and knock a superhero over aspects of it are what really makes you funny. So I was thinking of all the instances of Gardner Fox needing to have, an arc, where these guys get knocked down and they fight their way back. And and to do it took very little as a rule for these master criminals to just neutralize our superheroes. Like John Jones, man. God,
oh, yeah.
He's worse than anybody. It's like his Martian Manhunter. No fire! Don't light that match.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, DC heroes had those weird weaknesses.
Yellow.
Yeah, exactly. Or wood. Wood. Is that Green Lantern? That was wood.
No. Green Lantern is yellow.
Somebody was wood. Was there? I forget who, but yeah. Do
you think he may have been an old?
Yeah, it may have been. It may have been Golden Age, not Silver Age. But
anyway, those are a crack up. But the thing I'm listening to is that John Sanford, detective procedural, and I wanted to talk a little bit about my writing process that I did get involved with the while the electricity was off. it was a lot of fun to make all those notes. And I ended up with what was the hardest part of the script process the last time I wrote, which is just lining myself out with something that was very much like the outline, you know.
Yeah.
And having so much of a road plan now for this next one, I think this next script is going to go really quick. And it's just been a real quick. That's what I did this morning. I was doing a lot of writing and transcribing and stuff like that. And it's feeling really good.
Well, that's cool. Now, have you drawn any? You said you mentioned, I don't want to talk about politics, but you mentioned I'm not going to draw until.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not true. You've been drawing, right? Are you
drawing?
Are you drawing tonight? I can't see your screen.
I'm drawing John Jones zipping along, looking for somebody that's,
doesn't have a match.
Got a seltzer bottle or whatever. Yeah.
I got you.
I could make my screen bigger, but I'm doing it right now in that pencil I like, which would make it kind of.
No, what's the pencil in? What?
Oh, the pencil is in Art Studio Pro. It's underneath pens, and it's called the Glazer pen.
Oh, okay. Like Milton Glaser?
Glazer.
Oh, no. He was Glaser, I believe.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a really nice touch and feel, and just goes down in the kind of what would you call it? It just goes down about the way I'd like a pencil to go down. Goes down with a little bit of pressure. All of them have got a different feel to them.
Yeah.
But to find the one that says, this is like if I had a pencil in my hand. This is it.
Never found it when I was working digitally.
Exactly.
The closest thing I found was there was a blue pencil that I liked, but I never could find a gray pencil that replicated it, and I never could really pin down why. And I wanted one so bad.
Well, I'll blow this up. I'll replace your screen for just a bit and make me the big guy.
You do that.
As soon as I figure out how to do it. There we go. I'm the big guy. That looks kind of interesting there. Yeah, I still won't make my screen that big because
I'm switching.
There is. That's interesting. You're looking at me right now, huh?
Yes, I'm watching you.
But I don't know if you can, but you can see that the line I'm putting down. It's like it's like that, and that may not look like much of a pencil when you get this close to it. But the point is, I'm far enough away from it at 300 pixels an inch that it just feels and looks like a pencil to me on this screen.
Oh,
and since the idea of a pencil is that you just want to get that information down as your blueprint for it. It's like, now come the inks, and I've also discovered that their sable brush ink is my favorite for that.
So, there you go.
So I've got an ink and a pencil, and don't need much more unless I'm painting. And it has some. Oh man, I'm really surprised I'm just not on this program all the time, because I just really get lost in how much fun I have with it when I get started on it.
I inked. Last night I inked, or I cleaned up. I erased pages, and then I cleaned up inks, because it's amazing when you erase inks or you erase your ink pages. At least with me, how many eyebrows I miss and all this.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god.
That is fun. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I call it fun, but yeah, it's more like, what was I thinking? But I touched up my inks with a Croquill dip pen. Actually, it's actually a G pen, a Japanese G pen. There was a guy that I saw on Facebook who was inking those John Byrne pencils, and I really liked it. What'd you use to ink? And he said, I used a Croquill pen. I thought, well, heck, I could be doing that. And so I did a little of that last night. It was kind of fun.
We are now apparently have landed on YouTube. It is showing up. So there.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it must have, because right before I started recording, I was a little bit late because Michelle was like, "Hey, YouTube's not, come here, fix YouTube." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know if I can, honey.
Yep.
Thank you for your confidence, but maybe above my pay grade."
Yeah, they have two places to find these brushes too. It's like, okay, they have pens and then they have inking. Okay, well, which do you want? Do you want an ink or do you want a pen? I don't know. I don't know what their thinking is.
I may be done.
Wow, look at that! How quick you went on that. But what are you going to do on the fill on the just put black in it?
Yeah, all the places I drew.
What are you doing there? You're selecting them and saying fill or what?
Yeah. I filled everything white.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm going in and reversing it. And then what I'll do is I'll select just the demon head. I'll group it, and then I'll take the stroke away.
Group it. Oh yeah, take the stroke away.
That looks pretty decent.
The cigar looks like it probably needs a heavier line weight. Can you do that just by selecting it and saying, "Give me a thicker line"?
I can move it. I can do this. I can.
Can't you just select that line and make it fatter?
Yeah. Well, I don't have it drawn like that. I have it. It's like this.
Okay, gotcha.
So it's the line is drawn.
Well, you could grab your control point.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, basically, I'm grabbing that shape and shrinking it.
Okay. Well, don't necessarily go by me, but it also looks kind of weird the way it goes into his mouth. Let's back off again. Yeah, it's not really hanging the way I'd want a cigar to hang in his mouth. What do you got to do there? Yeah, take that. Oops, careful. Don't ruin anything.
Well.
No, that's not. It needs less of that, if anything. Wait a second. No. Wait a second. Maybe now, if you read that as a, there you go. That's more like it. That's
more like it.
That's a lot more like it.
Okay. I'm not crazy about his eye over here. I need to fix his eye.
Yeah, that eye needs to again line weight issues, and it needs to go down lower to be in perspective to the other socket.
That's okay. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, you're gonna flip it, huh?
Yeah. If I can get it, if it'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. This is educational to our fans that eventually find us. I don't think we've got anything like an audience right now, but that's all right.
That work?
People will be fascinated.
No.
Look, yeah, kinda.
I'm not selling for kinda. That's okay. I squished it too much. It needs to go under his nose.
Yeah. There you go. That's where you need it.
I need to redraw that pupil so it doesn't look quite so.
Can't you? Isn't there some sort of yeah. Well, you know what you're doing. What can I say?
Well, allegedly.
No. That's it was quite a. Made me want to do stuff. Every time I see somebody do something well, like I'm watching these guys that are called Mad Car Mods.
Oh yeah, makes you want to build a car.
These Australians, yeah, it makes me think I want to go out and pull an engine like crap. I do. They make it look like fun.
Are you mechanical? I mean, I know you're mechanical-ish. But
I have done mechanical stuff before and have got that sort of competence, mid-level competence at understanding that things can only work one way when they're working right. That would you'd say I qualified as mechanical, You know,
I got you. I got you.
I
Yes.
can, I can fix things around here, around the house a little bit. And if I actually, if that guy actually does give me all that free paint, he says he'll give me.
Somebody's giving you free paint?
Oh, I didn't tell you that. Yeah, the
No.
guy next door claims he's going to give me.
The guy
That's what he does for a living. Is
the guy in the yellow house?
yeah, in the yellow house. But you know what? That house is white now, and that house became white. That big house became white in one day in hours.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's got a crew that can move in and paint his entire house in hours. And so he says, you know, he's tired of looking at my house apparently.
Oh, so he's going to give you a bunch of paint to paint your own house.
Yeah. And I said, yeah, I'd paint it. You know, it's one of those things where the power being out, he caught me outdoors while I'm piling all the brush up in the front yard, and he talked to me first time.
Really?
And so, yeah, so maybe he'll do that, but he probably got to thinking about it. So that's a lot of paint.
That's a lot of money. Why am I giving this knucklehead?
No, I asked him first. I said, "How much?" You know, but he says, "No." Then he went, "I give it to you," but you know.
But you got to use it.
Yeah,
I don't want to look at this. Well, let me know when you do it. Maybe I'll help you.
Well, I'll think about that too, in terms of like what I would like to have, in terms of like something I could just have around the house that I could build anytime I needed it. Would be about 6 foot of scaffolding.
That's funny you say that. I was at Michelle's work,
Mm-hmm.
and over the weekend, and because she had some stuff. Oh, she had to print out some stuff. So I went up there. For our listeners, my wife works at an engineering firm. She's an engineer. She works at an engineering firm downtown. She has not worked in the office since March, but she had to go get some blueprints printed and some other stuff. And so we went by her work. There wasn't anybody there. And I was in the back office, we had some trash we had to throw away in their dumpster. So we went out the back door, and there's a like a storage room next to that, and there was a pretty good amount of scaffolding that
Holy hell!
That just sitting back there.
Are they going to throw it away?
No. It was in the storeroom, not by the dumpster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
But think about her office. You know, that high ceiling.
Oh yeah.
They needed to do stuff. You know.
Yeah, sure.
My wife's office is a converted grocery store, and it's not a huge one, but it's a huge office for the amount of people working in it. You know, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so they had scaffolding in the back.
Yeah, you don't throw away stuff like that. That's
no. You just store it because you may need it, or you may know somebody that needs it. Okay, I'm calling this done.
That looks good. Wow, amazing. Turn off the back layers. Turn off the pencil layers. Let's make sure that one flag over there doesn't got too much negative space. It looks like there's a little too much negative space on the right-hand flag. Even though it balances with the type, maybe you need to move the head or make the head bigger.
There. So, that's
then you got that tangent on the cigar. Make the head bigger and make the cigar overlap the
that's a good idea.
The flag handle. Oops, maybe a little big. Even though oversized is better than undersized.
Well, I think I need it undersized. Hang on.
Okay. Now we've all got COVID.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Nope, I don't have COVID today. Maybe. Oops, too much.
How about a little rotate too, to where he's looking a little.
That's funny. I just did that and I undid it.
Okay, not that way. The other way.
Oh, the other way, like this.
Yeah, have him looking a little less of it. Oh well, never mind. Go ahead. Do whatever you want to with it.
Ultimately, I will.
I know. You can do it. You can do it the wrong way. Go ahead.
Okay. I liked it better before.
Yeah, exactly. That sort of thing. I mean,
You know what,
the little elements you've got there that are editable, that's what's fun about it, how quickly you got them.
I'm a professional, man.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, why don't you do your comics that way? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I get asked that by a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Kidding.
I
know.
know. And I feel bad because I feel like
It's something they really want. They're saying they want Richie Rich comics from you.
well, they're saying, why don't you do this? But no one is going, I'll hire you if you do this. Yeah. I mean,
oh, that's true. It's like there has to be a reason for a guy to want to do something.
well, I think but I think people see it and they just go, no, that's kind of cool because you know, I mean, it's kind of cool. It's cool that I could do this. And when I was working digitally, this kind of stuff was really handy because I understood layers and all that stuff. But I don't like working digitally.
No, man, if you get your posture right, like I've got a really good posture tonight. It's not wearing me out at all. But if you get that right, digital is so much fun to hit undo on stuff and play with all of that amazing capability you can have with digital.
Yeah. Speaking of posture, have I told you I've been going to physical therapy?
I'm not sure.
I'll take that as a no.
Yeah.
And that's something we've been working on is posture. Because of my, I ended up in the ER over the break.
Oh, yeah, your hip kind of went wacky.
Yeah, well, it was my sciatica nerve, really.
Right.
And I think it all goes back to not going to Taekwondo and stretching and all that stuff. And I think it just got, sitting the COVID period of sitting around the house got to me.
Right.
Hey, what if I took the sticks off of the flags? So
maybe the guy to bring up for reference, of course, would be that guy.
Nope.
Art of Coop. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I think I'm calling this done.
It looks pretty done.
Yeah. I don't.
I mean, for like an incidental logo that's going to be showing up. That's the other thing. When we say, why don't you do more of that in your comics? This exact kind of use of it is how you can inject it. Just have a few things every now and then look, your signage moments and stuff like that. That is cool.
So this is going on a page. Okay, so let me save this real quick, and let me group it all. Let me copy it, and I think let me see if I can find the page that it goes on. I'll show you where it's going. Let's see, is it 4? Let me see. Oh yeah, okay, this is it right here. So here, now this is my roughs, or my pencils actually. But it's going on this flyer.
Oh yeah.
Oops, I need to fix that. Let's see, preferences. I scaled it down and my strokes didn't scale. So it's going there. Okay. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh yeah. No, that's perfect. That's a good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to, do.
The only thing is like, if it floats out from the rest of the art as being,
digital,
that doesn't belong. Yeah, that's the only other major drawback to that sort of thing, it can be like jarring or taking it out.
And I worry about that. But if that's the case, I'll go in and rough it up in
rough it up
Photoshop
maybe.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
sure.
There's another. Let's see. Oh, that was the one I just had open. So there's another page. I think it's page 6. Okay, so it's also going here. I'm going to put it on the background. Oops. See, so she's standing. This is like the start of the run. And so she's standing kind of in front of this backdrop. And so I'm going to put it behind her, kind of big. And I'll drop it into Photoshop. And then I'll erase wherever she crosses in front of it.
Oh, cool.
You know. But I got it right there, so that works out pretty good. I may come in and condense it a little bit so that it looks like it's more at an angle.
Yeah. You can make it in perspective. You've got something that's scalable. Yeah.
Anyway, that was my goal for tonight. I've got
perfect. We went almost an hour while you did that. Put on a clinic. That's great.
Yeah, it was. This is what I do all day at work, more or less, except it's for all kinds of different stuff, not just Speed Demon logos.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's a job. But anyway, yeah, I've got to do my lettering and some of this kind of stuff. I got a couple more things I got to do like this. Most of my lettering's done, but I got to put balloons around it.
Mm-hmm.
And just do some graphic design kind of stuff, and I'm good to go. There's a bunch of signs that I got to build. At the beginning they go to a serial killer convention, and there's booths like at a convention, so I got to make signage for those. But that's just text that I'm gonna kind of skew and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Well, dude, are we about done?
I think we are about done. We went just about an hour, and
did we ever
as we all know, less is more on this kind of thing. So
we don't want to wear out our welcome.
Yeah, exactly. And we may eventually pick up an audience for it. May get a comment or two in the comment section. One watching now. One person is watching. Okay, it's probably me though.
Yeah, it may be. There might be 2 now because I'm watching on my.
There we go.
iPad, but anyway.
Okay, we're done. We're done. Here,
Okay.
ending the podcast.